Hello everyone. I didn't like, again, I explained it on the video. I didn't really like how the other video turned out. The editing sucked. So I am doing an experiment. I will film it on my phone and I will edit it on my phone and I will upload it on my phone. So who knows? We'll see. Because honestly, the other process is way more complicated. Basically, my laptops don't have the program. So okay, you know what, this is getting out of topic, so I figured, you know what, let's do the booktube newbie tag. So that's what I'm doing. I think that this, I don't remember the name. I think her name is Brenda. If not, I will link the video down below of the original tag. So yeah, let's get started. So the first question is, why did you start this channel? Basically, the only reason that I started this channel was to make friends and fangirl and talk about books. Like I said in the, I don't know if I said it on the previous video, I barely have any book friends. I have like one, and sadly that person isn't always available to talk about books, and he doesn't read as much as me. So I figured, you know what, let's do a booktube channel so that I can have more friends. And yeah, I really have lots of discussions that I would like to do and lots of fangirling that I would love to do, especially with Cassian, which, if you haven't noticed, this tiny bit here, this tiny little thing is Cassian. I am going to fill this out with fan art so that it can look good on my videos. And I would also like to do a custom Funko Pop for Cassian because he is my favorite character so far. Well, I love them all, but lately Cassian is my favorite. I don't know, I just love his lines. So yeah, that's that. Second question, what are some fun things that you can bring to booktube? This is one of those questions in which are like, what are your talents, or what are you good at, or something like that, which, I mean, I don't know. Well, I am Latina, if that's something, so I guess that I can bring diversity. And honestly, I think that me being Latina, I do read in Spanish sometimes, so I think that that will be a very unique thing and something that is barely, I have never seen it, honestly, booktubers reading in Spanish. So I think if you guys know of anyone, then of course link it down below, but so far I haven't seen it, and I would like to bring that to booktube. I mean, there's so many good authors, for example, Isabel Allende, Gabriel Garcia Marquez, all of them, they're pretty good authors and they write in Spanish. Of course, I'm not telling you go ahead and learn Spanish, but if you do know it, read it in Spanish, so much better. And if not, you can definitely have access to these authors because their works are translated. So I think that I really want to bring attention to many of the authors out there that they're not really known in the booktube community. So yeah, I mean, I do know that The Shadow of the Wind was written by, I believe, a Spanish author, so I really want to just bring that more into booktube. So yeah, hopefully I will bring more books, and I will let you know if they are translated or not. Hopefully most of them are, so that you can all read them. Third question, what are you most excited about this channel? Like I said, I really just want to have more friends, and I honestly think that because of my booktube channel, I will probably be reading more. Fourth, why do you love reading? Wow, I have never really thought about it, but I think that reading, like, for most people, is an escape, and sometimes life sucks, like college and stuff, so we read. But yeah, I think I love storytelling. I love so many stories, especially in the fantasy world, and seeing that of course we don't have that in real life. I just love to read about it, especially dragons. Those are like my mythical creatures that I love. Yeah, so I think that it's, most of all, I think for everyone it's an escape and just for fun. I mean, yeah, for entertainment. The fifth question is, what books got you into reading? So honestly, that series is way up there. I have many bookshelves. It's not just this one that you see here. The series that I'm speaking about is the Percy Jackson series. I started that series because a friend of mine recommended it to me, and he was obsessed with them, and he still is. So yeah, he told me like, you need to read this. So I read the first book, and that's when I started buying books back to back, because I finished one and I would order it out of Amazon, and I would finish that one and I would order the next. And I think that's when I got to reading consecutively. So I wouldn't just read it and let a month pass and read the other. I basically read it back to back to back, and since then I have been reading so much. After that, I saw the City of Bones, the Mortal Instruments movie, which I know that people are like, the movie is not better than the book. So I finished the movie, and for me, I really liked it. I still like it because it brings kind of memories. And I saw that they were based on a book series, so I started buying the rest of the series, and I finished that one. I finished that series this year, because I didn't read it back to back. Well, I read back to back the first 3 books, which for me are still the best. And then I got to the 4th one and I was like, eh. So yeah, but still, I think that Percy Jackson and the Mortal Instruments are the ones that really got me into hardcore reading. The 6th question is, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? My favorite booktubers at the time are witty novels and the Insane Reader, I think. And I really like them both because they both bring really unique content. And I really want to follow their steps. So I would probably ask them how they do that, how they come up with new and unique ideas to booktube, because I don't want to fall into the autopilot. I'm not saying that the autopilot is bad, but I really want to follow the rule, do the content that you love watching. So I really love watching their content, so I really want to kind of do that. So yeah, so I would ask them that. How do you do it? How do you each week come up with new and unique? How do you do it, basically? How do you come up with new ideas and concepts and new videos each week that are unique? Because it's hard. The 7th question is, what are some challenges about booktube that you think will be hard to overcome? For me, consistency and content. So I really want to be consistent. So far so good, but for me, I am struggling to find ideas as to videos that I could do. Yeah, so hopefully with time I can work my way and work hard on those. So yeah, wish me luck. The 8th question is, when did you start reading? I started reading in 8th grade, and that was like 7 years ago, and I was 13, 14. That's when I started, I believe, reading the Percy Jackson series. So around that time I started reading. The ninth question is, where do you read? Most of the time I read either in this chair, which I don't think you can see is my like squeaky chair, or my bed, because honestly I need silence to read. I can't just read in public. Very few times do I read in public, so yeah, my bed or my chair. And the final question is, what kind of books do you read? Mostly, guys, I read fantasy. I very rarely, I don't like contemporary. I do like new adult sometimes, but for the most part, fantasy. And if not historical fiction, I really like historical fiction too. And if it is historical romance, better. But yeah, either fantasy or historical fiction. And yeah, and romance too. I really like romance. But yeah, for the most part, those are the two. So I think those are all the questions. I will hopefully see you guys with a new video next week, or who knows, even sooner. Yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I will see you guys with the next video.